All right, let's talk about something super important in your house, your heating and cooling system. I mean, we all count on it, right? But do you really know what it's dealing with every single day? We're gonna dive right in and break it all down.
So, think about this for a second. Is your home fighting a battle? A battle you don't even see? It sounds dramatic, I know, but honestly, every single day your house is on the front lines of this invisible war with Mother Nature. And guess who the #1 soldier is? Yep, your HVAC system.
And that's the thing, right? Your location, it changes everything. An HVAC system in, say, Arizona is playing a totally different game than one up in Minnesota. It's not one size fits all. The local environment is literally the rule book, and that means the plan for keeping your system healthy has to be custom tailored to where you live.
Okay, so let's get specific. To really see what this hidden battle looks like, we're going to do a little case study. We'll zoom in on a place like Hyattsville, Maryland, and see exactly what the local climate throws at an HVAC system.
So check this out. When you really break down a place like Hyattsville, you start to see all these little things that add up to big problems. First, you've got this killer hot, humid summers. Your AC is just working overtime nonstop. Then, bam, spring and fall hit with these wild temperature swings, forcing the system to jump from heating to cooling and back again. And it's not just the weather. All that dust from nearby roads, it's choking your filters. Even the dirt matters. That heavy clay soil can actually make the outdoor unit shift and settle unevenly. Every single one of these is a stressor, and when you put them all together, yeah, it's a constant fight.
All right, so with all that going on, how in the world do you know if your system is actually losing the battle? Well, here's the cool part. Your home will tell you. It sends out warning signs. You just have to know how to listen.
Okay, this is the big one. The most obvious sign of all. You've got the AC cranked, but wait a minute. The air coming out of the vents is warm. Or maybe just not cold. That's a huge red flag. It means the system just can't do the one thing you need it to do.
Next up, use your ears. You know that normal, gentle hum your system makes? We're not talking about that. We're talking about new, scary sounds. A sudden bang, a high-pitched squeal, a grinding ugh. Those aren't good sounds. That's literally your system screaming for help. Sometimes the first warning sign doesn't come from the system itself. It comes from your wallet. You open that energy bill and, whoa, where did that come from? If your costs suddenly spike for no good reason, it's probably because your HVAC is losing its touch. It's working way harder, burning way more energy just to keep up, and you're the one footing the bill for all that extra effort.
Now listen up, because this one is super important. Your nose knows. If you start smelling something weird coming from your vents, like a musty, dirty sock smell or worse, something burning, do not ignore it, ever. That could be anything from mold to a serious electrical problem. Take it seriously. Okay, now for a weird one that messes with everybody's head. It's a 90-degree day, you look outside, and your AC unit is covered in ice. How does that even happen? It feels totally backward, right? You'd think, wow, it's working really well. But no, that's not it at all. That ice is a classic sign that something is actually very wrong inside, like a clogged filter starving it for air, or a refrigerant leak.
So you've seen one of the signs, you've listened to your home, and you know you need to call in a pro. What happens next? Let's demystify the whole service call process, because it's actually pretty straightforward.
Look, a good service process should be simple and totally transparent, no mysteries. It's basically 3 steps. 1, you call and explain what's going on. 2, and this is the most important part, the technician figures out the real problem, the root cause, and tells you exactly what it'll cost to fix before they do anything. Upfront pricing is key, right? No surprises. And then 3, once you give the okay, they do the work and then test the heck out of it to make sure it's actually fixed. But, sometimes that diagnosis leads to the big question, the one every homeowner dreads. Is this something we can just patch up, or is it finally time to bite the bullet and replace the whole thing? So how do you even begin to answer that? Well, it's not just a gut feeling. You can actually think it through pretty logically. First, look at the age. Is it less than, say, 10 or 12 years old? A repair probably makes sense. But if it's older, Then you look at the cost. There's this great rule of thumb. If the repair is going to cost more than half of what a brand new system would, replacing it starts to look pretty good. And finally, you got to ask yourself, how often is this thing breaking down? Is this a one-time thing? Or are you and the repair tech on a first-name basis now? And that age thing is a huge deal.
because these machines don't last forever. A good, well-cared-for system, you're going to get about 15 to 20 years out of it. Once your unit starts creeping up into that age range, that whole repair versus replace equation, it really starts tipping over to the replace side. Okay, so whether you end up repairing or replacing, the job isn't done. The real endgame here is to change how you think about your system. We want to get you out of panic mode, reacting to emergencies, and into proactive mode, where you're in control of your home's comfort.
Just look at this number for a second. Let it really sink in. 5 to 10 extra years of life. Are you kidding me? That just goes to show you that regular maintenance isn't some small optional thing. It is literally one of the best investments you can make for your house, period.
And the best news? Being proactive is not complicated. We're talking about super simple habits that have a huge payoff. Get a pro to come out twice a year for a tune-up. That alone can stop most big problems before they start. Changing your air filter? That's maybe the easiest, cheapest thing you can do for efficiency. Just walk outside and make sure your unit isn't covered in leaves and junk so it can actually breathe. And yeah, if you really want to level up, you can look into sealing your ductwork or getting a smart thermostat for even more control and savings.
So, in the end, it all comes back to that first idea. What is your home trying to tell you? Because when you learn to speak its language, when you understand the sounds, the smells, and what's normal, you're no longer just reacting to problems. You're in charge. You become the master of your own comfort. You'll save money, you'll dodge those middle-of-the-night emergencies, and you'll make sure that no matter what kind of crazy weather is happening outside, your home is always your safe, comfortable sanctuary.